Hi, I'm Marie Smith, Frazier Park Library's branch supervisor, and we just finished the Writers Festival, and it was a wonderful success. And Mo is here to talk to us about her writing experience.
Thank you, Marie. Okay, I'm called Mo, and I love it. My writer's name is Morrine Depolo, and it's if anybody called me Marine, actually, I would probably not answer right away because I'm only used to Mo. I thought that the event today was wonderful. I was in the fiction section. We didn't have a lot of attendees there, but the panelists and the people who did come, um, there was a lot of once it had warmed up, there was a lot of interaction, and that was very interesting. But I would love to have been in the children's section to see what was going on there, and the non-fiction section, which was, I think, very well attended. But you were in there, so what did you think of that?
There were more nonfiction authors, and it was fairly well attended. But again, I did envision more interaction between authors, a place for authors to share their talents and experiences. So, did you feel that that's what happened for the fiction authors?
This would have been nice where I could have been the fly on the wall and gone to both, because if you didn't find, excuse me, the interaction between the authors that you would have wanted, did you find that there was more attendee audience questions of the panelists? Because what I found, there was more interaction between the writer panelists than there was from the listeners. So it might have been very different in the other room.
Oh, I think it was similar in all rooms. Um, so, in the future, I'm hoping more of the community will turn out, people that are interested in writing or becoming writers and take part, and also the more authors so that we can grow.
Would you do you conceive of authors, because these are authors that when we were talking about the planning stage of this would be local writers, okay? Would you consider opening it up to areas beyond this Fraser Park, Pine Mountain, the mountain community?
Yes, actually, because we're located right on the I-5 corridor, we can attract authors from the LA area, Santa Clarita, and Bakersfield. So it's a perfect positioning for this type of author meeting place, and at no cost, too.
That's right, and the cookies are delicious. The Do you think when we started putting this together, um, and you had the response from the authors, and we were finding that there were like about over 20 that responded in different genres, and that's when the headaches started, because we thought, how are we going to deal with this so that there's order in the um, planning? Um, do you think that the next time we have something, and I definitely think it was successful enough where there should be a next time, it was really enjoyed. I enjoyed it, and my panelists it really enjoyed it. Um, where we would have more of a specific focus.
Yes, absolutely. I think we should have some um, genre-specific author meetings and invite all the authors so that they can get an idea of the different writing experiences from the variety of genres. That would be a lot of fun, actually. And I do want to thank you, Mo, for setting up the structure and organizing this because it was interesting and tricky um,
Well, it
to
was two
provide.
heads, as together working on this. It just occurred to me while you were talking that if we do this in the future, um, we might have a rehearsal where the authors who are participating um, get together so that they have a better feel. Today was very spontaneous, and that was nice. And I think that that was something that you had in mind, where there was an exchange of information. Um, but it it might be interesting to have a little bit more structure. Okay, but it would also be nice to have more advertising, because
Yeah.
to have the attendees is what's important too.
Reaching out to the public's been a real challenge. Um, and expanding on that would be the first priority, I'm sure. So, publicity does play a huge part in that.
Do you not think this was the first time?
Yes.
Personally, from the background, I think it was extremely successful. That's just my personal opinion. So if something is successful, in publicity is always either expensive or B, not working. But if an event becomes kind of a snowball, then writers talk to other writers, and it becomes an event like what's that, the Stooges for the motorbikers or some, where people go and want to go because it's an established event. What do you think about that, Marie?
I agree. I think by word of mouth is the best way, and then the continuity of it. If we do have an event next year this time, I hope that it would attract more authors.
Do Thank you. I don't think it does, but does the Frazier Park Library or the Kern County have a writers group?
We have, well, not specifically writing as a group. Um, we have taken part in writing the national novelists and organizations and that sort of thing. But no, we don't have a group specific for writers. I'm not sure about the other branches. I I would have to look into that to see.
Thank you. Because if you have like a chess group, and you have a Spanish group, and you have children's reading group, it might be nice to have an open forum on a certain time where the community room is open for writers, whether they've been published or not.
Definitely. And we have had that something similar in the past, kind of informal, but it would be something that I would look into sponsoring and having a program specifically for writers.
So you mentioned that this would be a once in a year event, or would you even consider having that an event that happens twice a year or even 3 times a year? I'm just asking.
I would consider it because I think it is a possibility at this time. So I guess I'm just relying on feedback from community members.
The Marie, before this discussion started, Marie and I had talked about continuing the theme of a writers' festival, but then specifically of a genre, so that it could all take place in the community room rather than spread out through the library. And then you can get people who are interested in fiction coming for the non-fiction festival, and vice versa, and for children too. I would love to have gone into the other rooms and heard those authors, but because of the setup, which was fine, I think that it could be improved upon by having a specific focus.
I agree. I think that is definitely something we would look forward to doing.
Okay, did you get last question? You already talked to a lot of authors that have left the premises. What was their, feedback? What was the comments you received immediately, after the workshops this morning?
I think they all enjoyed themselves, first of all, and the main thing was the interaction. They wanted more interaction with the other genres and other groups. So Marina and I will look at how to make that happen next time.
Thank you. I just, I know from just a personal point of view that the people on my panel, the other authors, I didn't know. But in the discussion, I feel that now I have made friends and contacts that will be continued, where then it's like it spreads. It's like pollen. It's going to flower. So, thank you, Gunnar.
Thank you.